You have been kind to this child of ours, though she is nothing more than a monster to you. For that, you have our endless gratitude. Kindness is often missed by our kind. For you to give her such a priceless gift. We won't forget it, friend of the abyss. This, we promise. Wenna smiled from behind her bar, watching her charge weaving between tables. Ropes of purple hair moved around, picking up dirtied plates and mugs with ease. The woman bearing them had joyful expression, easily seen despite the strange arrangement of features. Her mouth ran lengthways down her face, 2 eyes on each side with irises of molten gold. The rest of her body was humanoid, the dress she wore hiding much of her otherworldly anatomy. Yet it would leak through on occasion, as she moved between waving arms and staggering bodies with unnatural angles. The innkeeper watched with happiness, her eyes briefly flicking to the sword above her head. A layer of dust showed its lack of use, having remained there since the day she set up shop. Her charge had been more difficult then. Captured after several bad run-ins, her old party had to choose what to do with her. They thought the options were to either kill, banish, or imprison her, to keep everyone safe. Until Wenna saw her tears, and chose the fourth option. Her party called her crazy at first, but nonetheless supported her wishes. They found her this place, and arranged an agreement with the government that Wenna would keep an eye on the Eldritch girl. It had taken time, as the girl struggled to understand how to behave. But Wenna never gave up. A tap made her blink, startled out of her reminiscing. Her charge smiled, eyes crinkling up. When, table 5 would like a round of ales. She smiled back, patting the head of her charge. Thanks Zebi. I'll get them now. Zebentru gave a purr, rubbing her head into the hand. Yet the moment soon passed, as she headed to the kitchen. Thank you. Once, Wenna would have struggled to do that to her. But Zebentru had swiftly grown to love the petting, once she finally allowed her guardian to do it. With a light heart, the human set about pouring the requested ales, the rim dot of each tankard sparkling with white runes. As she lined them up, a shadow fell over her. Used to some dramatic strangers, she looked up, seeing the cloaked customer before her. Their hood was raised, hiding their face in deep shadow. As her eyes met the darkness, she noticed the room still. Patrons were frozen in place, in the midst of drinking, eating, laughing or talking. Only Wenna moved, as the stranger spoke with a voice older than time. Wenna Falsworn. We have found you at last. The kitchen door swung open, Zebentru striding through. The stillness left her unaffected, though she paused at the sight. Her 4 eyes locked onto the stranger, growing wide. The figure looked over, obscured eyes seeing the creature's true self. They spoke again, almost in awe. Zebentru, the light of the abyss. We worried for you, in your silence. Yet we see you well, and happy. Zebentru placed the tray on the bar, looking over at Wenna. Wen, are you all right? The retired adventurer nodded. I'm fine. But who are you, and what do you think you're doing freezing my tavern like this? Her words rang through the unnatural stillness, as she reached for the sword. The figure held up its hands, sighing. We am one of many, and many of one. Forgive our enthusiasm, yet we felt it best for only you to know of us. We came to find out what had happened to Zebentru, and why her time was wrapped with yours. An eye appeared beneath the hood, glowing with silvery strands. Yet we see the connection is not forced, but grown.